Loki wants to destroy the narrative holding down the gods of Marvel. Let's talk about it. I've been noticing that Loki is trying to build up for something, not just for himself, but all mortals and gods. He's trying to evolve everybody. You see this most in immortal Thor. In the very first issue even, he tells us this. What if we were free? Mortals, gods, all of us. What couldn't we do if our cages are no longer locked? What bridges lead to anywhere? If you read all of these bubbles, I definitely suggest pausing to read. He's noting that the gods are bound by narrative, and he wants to free not only himself, but like I said, everyone from this confined. This is currently why Loki is trying to strengthen Thor in order to prepare him for this evolvement. All of this gets exemplified when he brings up the secret fire. Uller, the maker of magics, created the secret fire in order to spin/create narratives. This is where magic words are spoken, where storytellers can make things come to life. This isn't really important to my notion right now, but later on when I bring up Doctor Strange, you'll see why this is important. Throughout the tale, Loki ends up finding out that someone else is tweaking his story. The plot of it all was to prepare himself for Utgard Loki, to cut the fate of eternity binding all gods, in order to overcome everything they've gone through, especially death herself. You then get to issue 9 where Enchantress has more of a role in things. We find out again, her specifically showing us that Thor, a god, is bound to narrative by using that very secret fire to weaken him on Earth. It's verbatim noted that as gods, we are susceptible to our stories being changed. It goes back to the purpose of Loki. He's trying to break those confines. This is when we then go to the most recent issue, 19. While Loki is having his monologue, Uller can tell him twisting his tail, the same one that conjured the secret fire. Within this notion, we know darkness is coming. The turning of the wheel. Not even the gods are safe. Even a storyteller like Uller. A couple things noted in this next panel. Scar notes the Uller be master of magic within this realm. And then Uller himself notes that Doctor Strange is currently in Asgard as well. Before we get into him, at the very end, we know Loki is trying to end the cycle of autumn and bring us into winter with what? A spell that she's trying to create. That's when we can tie in Strange. Doctor Strange's goal is to become the first ever Sorcerer Supreme of Asgard. Asgardian magic is more ancient and guarded than Midgard's, and Strange bold attempts to master it will ignite a deadly power struggle, even including Loki. But in other descriptions, we know Loki is the one helping Strange in his trials through Asgard. It's the same shtick Loki told Thor. If you find me as your enemy, just knowing it's for your benefit. I believe Doctor Strange is going to be the prime candidate to break the binds that bound the gods and mortals of Marvel. In order for him to be considered the Sorcerer Supreme, he would need to be over the Master of Magic, Uller, as well as Loki, as well as Enchantress. In order to contest him, that means he has to learn the secret fire. He has to learn rune magic. All of this is leading into Loki's plan in order to break the confines that bound the gods. What better character to do it who's been boxing with gods since the very beginning? Doctor Strange. All of this is more or less going to coalesce in the Utgard Rises series that we've seen in the time slide events. That's probably where we're going to see the breaking of the wheel. He's a real one. He's really out here helping all your favorite characters and no one's really giving him credit for it. Give them their respect. They deserve it.